Come experience a place that is like no other. Busch Gardens Tampa Bay.
Feel your heart beat, 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 beat strong, 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 strong. Your heart beats strong. Feel the rhythm, beat, beat, feel the light. Feel the rhythm beat inside you forever. Beat, beat, beat inside you forever.
Busch Gardens of Tampa Bay.
What's up, guys? Today we are here to honor the life and the legacy of Scorpion at Busch Gardens Tampa. Scorpion was a Schwarzkopf Silverarrow model that opened in 1980 and closed just a few weeks ago as of the time of this recording. Now, Scorpion had a special place in the hearts of many people who visited Busch Gardens Tampa, many roller coaster enthusiasts. There's a ton of people I know that Scorpion is like their first looping roller coaster, and I could totally see why. And most importantly, I think a lot of people just have nostalgia for this ride. I mean, it's been around since 1980, it's the second oldest coaster in the park, the oldest one that was operating as well. So you have a lot of park visitors who know this ride really well, and I'm sure plenty of you grew up on it. Now, me personally, I'm wearing my Busch Gardens Williamsburg shirt because I don't really have much nostalgia personally for Scorpion. Granted, I have a ton of personal nostalgia for all the coasters at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. However, I will defend the historical significance of Scorpion. I mean, we're at a stage right now where I think we're trying to preserve as many of the older roller coasters as we can. One that's over 40 years old is one that I would consider in that status. Not to mention, this is a Schwarzkopf coaster, and Schwarzkopf coasters are starting to disappear more and more, even though you have like renovated rides like All-American Triple Loop. There's something about those original Schwarzkopf coasters that is very special. And even after all these years, those rides tend to be extremely smooth. Well, except for like All-American Triple Loop, but they're supposedly fixing that. But I mean, ones that I rode when I was younger, like Super Duper Looper, or when I went and rode Revolution at Magic Mountain, it's a smooth coaster. So these rides are old, but they maintain themselves pretty well, I'd say. But circling back to Scorpion, I only rode this coaster one time. Honestly, it wasn't a coaster I was like super worried about when I visited Busch Gardens Tampa. I was trying to honestly get everything else in, as that seemed more of a priority to me. But I knew about Scorpion, and I've seen like POVs here and there for it. As a kid, I loved things like the lift hill. It was much different compared to some of the other lift hills that I've seen and are in use today. Just goes to show how unique Schwarzkopfs were, I guess. So my first experience riding Scorpion was actually showcased in my vlog from last year, where I believe I rode in the back row. I'm gonna put that clip in the video right now. While I'm in Pantopia, I'm gonna do Scorpion. This seems like an interesting coaster. I haven't been on this type of Schwarzkopf before, especially these like smaller ones. The only one I've really done is Super Duper Looper and Revolution. So yeah, it should be interesting. I'm curious if it's gonna ride like Laser did. If you didn't know, Laser was one that used to exist at Dorney Park. So, have to see. So yeah, that was my first and now only experience that I've had on Scorpion. And I'll say, it was a bit more intense than I thought it would be. Again, I was really just looking at the loop, but I liked how close it got to the ground on some of those turns, and it was a nice little ride. Now, I think as Busch Gardens Tampa has grown more and more into like a premier coaster destination, Scorpion was always one of those rides that people said, oh, it could be removed, but I wasn't really seeing this coming, especially in 2024. You hear all these rumors about a Busch Gardens Tampa Giga Coaster going really anywhere in the park. You could maybe cut out a piece of the safari area to maybe put it in, although maybe they want to leave that untouched, I don't know. But I feel like there's property that Busch Gardens Tampa could work with if they were to add a Giga or some other big attraction. But removing Scorpion was actually a little surprising. Whatever they decide to place there, it'll be interesting. And I'm surprised they're not working with it right away either. It was confirmed by Busch Gardens Tampa that next year they're going to be kind of renovating the Jungala area into Wild Oasis, kind of sprucing it up, adding more theming to it, which is actually pretty nice. I'm all for the Busch Gardens parks, like improving their theming and appearance, but maybe that could also be a filler addition for whatever is going to be going into Scorpion's plot. We're just going to have to wait and see. It doesn't even have to be constricted just to the Pantopia area where Scorpion's located. It can extend, let's say, between Pantopia and Stanleyville, if you wanted to. Although, that might cross like the middle area, so I don't know. So to finish things off, it's kind of sad that Scorpion's being removed and not relocated anywhere, to my knowledge. It's just gonna be scrapped at this point. But the ride definitely had its fans, and even after my one ride, I still enjoyed the attraction. So, while it wasn't the most thrilling of coasters, I think it was a great introductory coaster for many. I know this coaster holds a special place in many people's hearts, and if your journey as a coaster enthusiast was maybe kickstarted by Scorpion, I could totally see that. So with that being said, farewell Scorpion at Busch Gardens Tampa. You will truly be missed.